Hello farmers and welcome back to New Hope on Farming Simulator 25. A good Tuesday to one and all. Hello John, welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Just checking in on some things here. Just fed Sam, make sure he's good to go. Because I'm sure I'm going to get some things done. Forget about feeding Sam. And I don't want anyone saying, you haven't fed the dog. So the dog's fed. At least start off the day anyways. First thing we're going to be doing is I was just checking the map, and this is kind of confusing. And I just restarted because I don't know what's going on here. But this field here does not say it needs to be plowed, but I know it does because the last crop I had in there was corn. And if I were to run on down here, I think it tells me it needs to be plowed. So it's kind of interesting that the PDA is saying that it does not need to be plowed. You can see the corn stubble that's still there. Bottom right hand corner says it needs plowing, so I'm not sure why the PDA says so, but we're going to plow it anyways just to be sure. Hello Eric, welcome, hope you have a good Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. Let's grab the doits, and we'll go ahead and plow that up, and then of course we'll plant in sunflowers, I think is what's going to go in there. My wheel is, for some reason, not responding. Let me restart the wheel too. That's a good beginning. Some things not working on the map, and my wheel's not reacting right now. There we go, that's better. Now we're all set. Hello, Branding Iron. Welcome, hope you have a good Tuesday. So, last stream on Friday, whatever my last stream was on New Hope, I don't remember what day it was. We spent a lot of cash. We got the cement production up and going. We bought ourselves a direct planter that we just are going to be using here in just a moment. I think overall I probably spent $1 million. Of course, we went through the winter months, sold a lot of stuff. So that's where all the money came on in. Oh yeah, it was just announced today as well from Giants. In case you... Now my side panel's not working. Alright, I'm gonna restart everything. Oh, wait a minute. I'm hitting the wrong buttons underneath my my panel. That'd be why. My USB switches are taped on the underside of my desk, and I've been hitting the wrong buttons. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That one needs to be off. That one needs to be on. All right, now am I all set? I hope so. Oh yeah, so Giants just released earlier this morning. Mercedes will be coming to the game. I think that DLC comes out in a month's time, so September. If you're a Mercedes fan, we got some trucks and such coming to the game. If you want to see more, there should be a link in the description below to bring you to the Mercedes page, and you can see the list of trucks and other things that'll be coming. I think it says 17 items altogether that'll be coming in the DLC on the 5th of September. I don't know what the price is. I think it's included in the year 1 pass as well. So if you got the year 1 pass, that should be part of it. Let's scroll on back here. So yeah, I am down to about $2,000 in the bank account. So we're not, we don't have any money to spend. So probably going to be selling lettuce as each month passes. Of course, we still got the sawmill that's running. And now, of course, we got the cement production. I'm probably got to sell that stuff for about a month or two. And once we get good set financially, I think we'll start building some houses in a community and eventually get ourselves the post office where we can deliver some mail. Now, to get the post office up and running, I think it's going to cost me somewhere around between buying the land, getting the post office, and a post office vehicle to deliver the mail. I think overall it's going to cost me somewhere in the vicinity of like $175,000 to get that up and going. As for buying the houses, of course, the prefab houses or the structure of the house is only $1,000, then we just have to supply it with whatever material it needs at that particular time. I just want to make sure it says doesn't need plowing after I plow it, because something's going on here. Yeah, bottom right hand corner doesn't say it needs to be plowed. It does say it needs to be plowed here, but when I come to this page is telling me it does not need to be plowed, and we still got this section here, which is not part of a field, saying that needs to be plowed. I don't know. All I know is it was corn. It needs to be plowed. Then you can see they got the big Roy right over there. That's ready to rock and roll. Gonna be planting sunflowers in here. And then the bigger field, that is going to need to be planted with sorghum. Going with sorghum because I can feed sorghum to the chickens and the horses. So plant one crop that covers 2 of our animals. You can also see we put down lime during the past winter, so pH value should be good. We are running precision farming on this map, so that should keep our environmental score up by putting lime down. Seems like both of my series I got going on between New Hope and Shamburgo, I basically have no cash in either one. But this farm is much more established than Shamburgo. Got plenty of ways to make money here. Kind of getting there in Shamburgo. Sometimes toggling the plow and other options on that page can be... Yeah, I've already tried toggling on options on or off, and it didn't seem to make a bit of difference, so I'm not too sure. Not too sure what's going on there. But either way, we'll plow it up. I mean, like I said, it's corn. It should need to be plowed, so we're going to plow it. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Also, by plowing, I'm not going to get weeds in this field this upcoming season. Not that it's a big deal, because we do now own a See and Spot weed sprayer. Well, I own a weed sprayer. I think I upgraded it to the See and Spray option. Yes, that field in front of us across the road, that is going to be sorghum. And then eventually, when June gets here, the biggest field, we're going to be planting poppy in that once again. And yeah, I will be leasing the Seed Hawk with the air cart and the drill. But this year, we'll be planting it with the Big Roy. Last year we planted it with the Fendt 900 series, and it did okay. but the drill does require a little bit more horsepower. And now that we got the big Roy, that should have no problem handling that. So we're going to be in the month of April just for a little bit. Again, it still seems like my wheel is not quite calibrated here. I'm going to reset it one more time. While that's resetting, let me just double check on... you can see the cement production is up and running. That's got water, and manure. That's all looking good. Yeah, so for the most part, I think everything's looking all right on that front. Probably should hire a worker while I was plowing this. I could have actually started planting the sorghum in the field across the way and then hopped into it, because I would have been almost halfway done by now. Hello, Crystal. Welcome. Hope your Tuesday has been going well. You saw that Crone farm equipment is coming to ATS as a DLC. I have not been keeping up with ATS hardly at all since Iowa has come out. And if you've seen my last two videos on ATS, driving around Iowa as I still am, getting the blue flickering lights, I guess that's... a few people are having that problem with the blue flickering lights on ATS driving around Iowa. I haven't been back in the ATS since I upgraded the graphics card after I recorded the last episode, so I don't know if that's going to fix it or not. Corn, stubble, and weeds disappearing before our eyes here. Alright, turn around. What GPU do you have? I have a 4080. Trying to think. No, it's not the Titan 40. It's just the 4080, not the Titan, or whatever the 4080 upgraded series is called. Someone said that's been a problem since Iowa came out in the comments on that video. I don't remember seeing the blue flickering lights when we live streamed Iowa the day it came out. But the last two episodes, I get the blue flickering lights on, like, the vehicle. It's basically like on vehicles. I mean, if you saw the episode, you know. But it's basically like on vehicles and buildings only when I'm in the cities. But as I mentioned in the video, I haven't upgraded my graphics card, and I recorded that for about maybe 4 or 5 months. So after I got done recording that episode, I went ahead and upgraded the GPU. And I haven't been back in ATS yet to see if that fixed the problem or not. Alright, field is plowed, so let's jump into the Big Roy and our Case IH planter. And we'll quickly throw down some sunflowers. I do believe this is a 27 meter wide planter. So yeah, it's going to make some quick work of the fields as it did the last season. Wait, again, did I use it last season or did I use the Vultra last season? I don't remember. What all crops does the Case IH do? It does the standard planter crops, so like your corn, sunflowers, sorghum, those type of crops, cotton. Hello TK Collins and TP Landscaping, welcome. Yeah, I'm hoping just by updating my graphics card for the ATS is going to fix that situation there. Well, even the Big Roy with his 600 horsepower does not like planting a plowed field up this hill. Again, this planter is on the Mod Hub, came out about probably 2 weeks ago at this point. Again, it is a direct planter. I think it cost overall like $320,000. Thought you already had a 4080. Yeah, it's the same 4080 I've had now for over a year. I just updated the driver version of the graphics card. I didn't change the graphics card itself, just updated the driver. I don't update the driver version unless a game starts acting a little bit weird. I think there was a time last year when NVIDIA had an update to their drivers and Farming Simulator wouldn't launch, which was kind of weird. So I tend now not to update my driver unless you know, something graphically weird is going on. I'll have to wait and see. Next time I drop into ATS, if updating the graphics card fixed the problem. One more pass to the sunflower field, and we'll switch over to sorghum, and we'll get a worker to start planting that, and we'll start taking care of some other things on the farm, and we'll get ready to move on to the month of May. Gotta check on the horses, make sure they got plenty of feed, which more than likely they do. Alright, now we'll switch over to sorghum. So yeah, the crop that this can do, green beans, corn, sorghum, sunflower, soybean, sugar beet, cotton, and we're back to green beans, but now I want sorghum as the crop. And yeah, we're going to get ourselves a course play worker. Let's see, number of headlands. We'll do 2, 7 meter, 7% overlap. We will go actually probably down to 5. I would say last year I probably planted this with the Case IH. Alright, and hire a worker. Okay, let's see what we got here. Chickens, they're good for another month. And the horses need some hay. Boy, I thought it took care of the manure a little bit, but boy, we're getting back up there on the manure. All right, so the horses need some hay. Cement factory, I'll check on the stones. Again, all the greenhouses seem to be fine. And the sawmill needs wood as well. All right, first thing I mentioned, telehandler. Where are we here? We're the telehandler. Down here at the chickens. Well, at least it's not foggy down here today. I think in last stream we had constant fog here. I also think that I'm going to need to make some hay this upcoming season. And we'll do that just by cutting the meadow grass over here. Oh yeah, I can see my stack of hay is almost... It's hard to see from the front anymore. Yes, I'm going to need to make some hay today. When I mean today, I mean during the stream at some point. Maybe not the month of April, but at some point. Oh, the one thing I didn't check, I think our horses, none of them are fully mature yet, right? No, they're both adolescents at this point, so don't have to start keeping an eye on offspring anytime soon. Alright, they got their hay. I believe the telehandler right there. The Deutz is fired up, so we'll drop off the plow. Then we'll head on down to our oak trees and we'll bring some wood into the sawmill. Now, I'm pretty sure I got nothing to sell because I think I sold just about everything we had to be able to afford the case planter. I remember doing that. Yeah, between the case planter and getting the cement production and the debris crusher to supply stones, I think we spent almost $1 million in last stream. Oh yeah, I think I may even try for our farmhouse. A farmhouse came up on the mod hub today, and I think it's the one I used in Western Australia in FS22. It's not a prefab, well, it's not a building house, it's just a placeable. Comes with its own swimming pool, so that's something every farmer needs, is a swimming pool. So we'll probably place that down at some point. All right, so the question I got for myself, the winch. I'm not sure if I left it at the sawmill or over at the trees. I want to say I left it at the sawmill. Also, while I'm here, let me just make sure that this is running. Maybe I didn't leave the winch here? Don't see it. Oh, I think I see it now. Should be right in front of us. Alrighty, definitely one tree for sure. But we'll probably take care of both. Gotta wait for our worker to finish planting the sorghum anyways. Oh, I do see there is rain in the forecast. I don't know what time that's going to start happening. But it shouldn't affect anything that we're doing today. Again, we're going to cut this tree because it's just a little bit too heavy. Swimming pool on a farm was like having fine aged wine with a McDonald's French fries. It just don't fit. I would love to have a swimming pool at my house. I do love to swim. It's relaxing. It's good exercise, and it's fun with the proper drinks too. And I really don't have a good proper way to get these trees over here. I mean, this way is fine. Actually, it's been so long since I've had McDonald's food, I don't even remember what it even tastes like. Gonna clip through that? Yes, we are. Alright. Yeah, I can't cut wide around these buildings anymore, because we added the cement production and debris crusher. I mean, we still got plenty of room to squeeze on down through here, though. And then I clip on a small little bush. Hey, there's that. Yeah, not quite going through an entire oak tree in a month at the sawmill. I also think when I do finish up cutting up the first row, I'm going to try the base game stump grinder one more time and see if I prefer using it. Well, not prefer using it, but maybe it's improved. Many ways to get rid of the stumps. The batwing mower like I use on Dark Forest, that'd probably be the best option. The easy option is going to easy developer commands and just delete stumps. But we don't have that many to delete or remove. Just bang off every telephone pole on the way down through here. Okay, I got us up to 30,000. How's our worker doing? How is our worker doing on planting sorghum here? They got a little bit more work to do, so yep, we got time to go at least get the base of the tree in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can all see you, TK Collins. So the trees I'm getting in, that should get us to harvest season. I would like to today, like I said, get, I think, at least a putting down of a structure for the community to start, you know, getting a house kind of on the go. I may not bring nothing to it to start the building, but at least get the community, looks like it's forming. Because we are in year number 6. Hello, Ghost Rider. Bonjour. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Only problem with hiring a worker is that $2,000 that we kind of had is slowly disappearing. But you gotta spend money to make money. Oh no, what am I stuck on? Come on, you can free up. There we go, I think that did it. And we might as well go grab the top half. Yeah, I may have to trim down some of these trees over here at the sawmill. Don't remember getting stuck on them as much as I am today, but I don't really want to get rid of them. Quick dip in the counter water tank was your swimming pool. I can imagine they gave you some strange looks once in a while. How many more trees I got in this row? 5? Probably go through those by the end of the year. We should go through those by the end of the year. So stump grinder and probably end up just buying the tree planter. Those stuff are pretty cheap. Town folks are just love me dragging trees down here almost every month. Originally, I was thinking about putting the sawmill just right out where the oak trees are. I was like, you know what? We got this one on the map. We don't have to make it that easy to get this up and going. Yeah, alright, that's got to stay there. Too much wood for the sawmill. And yeah, I might as well leave this right on down here. Let's get into here. We'll get rid of the course play worker. Good news is that we had enough fertilizer and seed to finish up this field. Worker did miss a couple of spots, it looks like. Not going to worry about the corners of the field, though. That's right. This planter is going to go into the shed with a combine. Would like to get a shed for our tractors. That'd be nice. I mean, I'm not out of shed space. We got that big shed on the other side by the greenhouses where, since day one, I've been pretty much parking everything. But I really want to get the farmyard looking more like a farmyard. Alright, last pass. And voila, sorghum is in. I'll tidy up some of the areas that the worker missed if I just happen to be going past it. But I'm not going to go around trying to get every little square inch of the field. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Appreciate you dropping on in for some farming fun. Well, it's farming. I'm not sure if it's going to be fun, but I hope it is. All right, let's start folding this up. This thing does take a second to fold up. Hello, Nate. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday as well. This does not look... This does not look right. That looks kind of... That does not look right. Something is not not right with my planter. Why is it looking like that? All right, there it goes. Don't remember seeing that before. So right now in this big shit over here, we got ourselves our combine, the 9X, along with the header. And I think we got our animal transporter in here also. Alright, we'll leave that there. I think I got myself all caught up and good to go. Yeah, we're going to ignore this PDA. This part of this thing, it needs to be plowed. That's not even a field. We got that plowed today. That said it didn't need to be plowed, but yes, it did. So kind of some weird things going on. So we took care of the horses, got them some hay. They got plenty of oats/sorghum. They also got plenty of root crops. The chickens, we'll eventually top them off at some point. And yeah, the greenhouses we checked. Cement factory, I think, is good to go. So yeah, let's get on to the month of May. I do feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know why I'm checking the sale page. I got no cash. Nothing going on there. Oh yeah, and I should have nothing to sell. No, nothing really to sell. Alright, we'll have some weeds to take care of. Did that to you, like it falls through the map for a little. I've used that a couple times now when it came out last week and didn't really have an issue with it, but as long as it's okay, that's all that matters. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure, other than, yeah, we're at negative 21,000. I just want to make sure that, yeah, the stones did not go on in. I didn't think they would. Oh, I grabbed them all. Lovely. And now we got a good amount of stones here. We got a couple of pallets of stuff to sell. Let's go ahead and this should take this now. There we go. And yeah, we got some pallets down here as well. We'll probably sell all this stuff to give myself some cash. But let's jump into, well, the Deutz is down there, so I guess I'm going to be using the Fent for taking care of some weeds. I should not have weeds where the sunflowers are, because we plowed that. And that does look weed-free. We should have weeds in the cornfield. They're kind of hard to see, but I think I do see them there. And the sorghum field should have them as well. So we just bought this. This will be the first time using this on this map here. Oh, I am pretty much almost out of herbicide, but I think we can get at least the cornfield done. One of your favorite activities on the farm was a bunch of us would get together and go seeding for minnows in natural pools of water and put them in the cattle watering tanks for fishing bait. Should not be destroying the crop, by the way, because this is the first growth stage. And yes, we are doing the see and spot weed spraying. My friends used to have a trout pond that we would go stock every once in a while. Go fishing the small brooks, catch some small brook trout. Bring them to the pond, and they would feed the fish. And boy, those brook trout would get awfully big. I don't think they ever did anything with the trout, as in once they got to a big size where they would catch them for eating purposes. Man, those trout in their pond used to get very big. We used to catch them in the brooks. They'd be like maybe 4, 5, 6 inches. And then they put them in their pond, and after about a couple years, they'd be like 18-inch trout just swimming around in there. So again, today, Giants did announce the next DLC in the beginning of September. I think September 5th is the date. Mercedes. The Mercedes pack will be coming. You can check out the link in the description below. Should bring it to the page so you can see what comes with it. 17 trucks / implements altogether, I think it said. And it should be part of the year 1 season pass. So if you have the season 1 pass, it should be part of it. Seems like I got a lot of weeds in this field. This is the difficulty of corn, because I don't use GPS, as if you've been here long enough, you realize I don't use it. But with corn, it's kind of hard to see the weeds, because the corn in the first growth stage gets kind of tall. Brown trout, catfish, and bullheads. I'm not really much of a fish eater myself. I like seafood. But as for fish, not too much of a fan of it. I don't mind it. But a lot of people would say brown trout, catfish, and bullhead are all pretty good eating. Well, I think it's the bullheads. I can't remember if the bullheads. I think I got told they have a lot of bones in them. Alright, so the weeds are gone in the cornfield. Get this over to our sorghum field. The fence is a little bit too tall right there, isn't it? Alright, so before I hire a worker, because I don't have cash, we're going to auto-load all this stuff down here. Bring it over to the farmer's market. And hopefully it's enough to get our money back above zero. I mean, I still got cabbage to sell, or lettuce, sorry, if I want to. Not feeling up to using the telehandler today for loading this stuff up. Okay, don't really know what the price is going for this stuff, but yeah, we need the cash. Wow, that got us up to 10 grand. Not only did it take care of our debt, but up to 10 grand. And once our debris crusher gets the stone production up to full capacity, we should have a lot more cement products to sell in the future. I was going to hire a worker, but honestly, I really don't have nothing else to do this month currently, although I could make some hay for the horses. It's not a rush. The hay bales I put into their stable, that should be good enough, I would think, until almost early fall. So it's not like I need to rush out there and make hay instantly. Horses may disagree, but they should be fine. Much easier to see the weeds in the sorghum field. Wait, I probably need to top off the chickens, because our chicken pen is just about full, so they're going to be going through a lot of feed by the month. Hello, farmer. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Appreciate you dropping on in. All right, in case you missed yesterday on Roadcraft, we finished the final map, the kernel. I just need to go back to another map and finish off about 5 side quests. And then I am done with the Roadcraft until the DLC comes out in another month. Trying to figure out if I want to just like record those side missions on Roadcraft, because live streaming it's probably not going to take me too long to finish that up. Hello, Blue Streak Customs. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Farmer, my Tuesday's going so-so. And I think it's going so-so because I did not sleep hardly at all last night. I think last night was one of those nights where I think I was sleeping in increments of 10 minutes. I would sleep for like 10 minutes and I'd be up for like 20 or 30. Doze back off for like another 10 minutes. Then I'm up for another 10, 20 minutes. So I'm feeling kind of groggy today. But the show must go on, I guess. Yeah, so I think the sawmill and the cement production, I think for maybe the remainder of this year we'll be selling most of it. But like I said, I would like to get, maybe after I get done weeding this field here, I think we will get our first constructible farmhouse place down. It's only $1,000 a place one, and maybe we will, at least have a look on how it's going to look over here. It's going to be on the other hill, on the other side of that ravine, as we see. Hello, Tani. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. So yeah, with Roadcraft pretty much wrapping up on the live streams, I've been, well, I spent about 30 seconds last night looking at some other games that we could be maybe getting ourselves into. And as I said, I think I might, it might even be this week. I don't, you know, as for today, we know we're streaming Farm Sim today. Tomorrow, I won't be streaming. I got to head out of town. And as for what I'm doing after that, I have no idea. But like I said, I want to play the game BioShock. I played one of them. I haven't played all three. And that as a story-based series. And just a couple weeks ago, we did Eric's Home, was a story-based game. And I think that went pretty well. My Tuesday is so far, Tiny, but thank you for asking. I need a nap, but the problem is I know if I try to take a nap, I probably wouldn't, it'd probably take me forever to actually fall asleep to take the nap, so. Although it is a nice day to go outside and sit on my deck and have a nice drink. Wouldn't mind me doing that right now, just sitting on the deck. Putting back a cold one, letting the sun rays doing what they do. Because the scary thought that hit me the other day, because, yeah, we are in the month of August, and where I live, you know, we're not that far off from October. In October, where I live, that could mean snow. I mean, it's not common that we get snow in October, but it can happen. And I'm not anywhere near ready for that type of stuff. Well, I wasn't sure I was going to have enough herbicide to take care of this field, but I still got over 400 liters of herbicide left. Yeah, eventually I do want to get myself a bigger sprayer, but we just got this one. But this was on sale. And that was another thing I did try in the last stream, because I got told by a few people that upgrades in the workshop are free, but we tried it here. I tried it on a few items, and I got no upgrades for free. So I don't know if it's a map thing or what. Because I got told by more than one person saying upgrades are free. So I was like, well, so it must be a thing. So I don't know if it's particular maps or what. But as for me, the upgrades were not free. That's a 4-letter dirty word. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. Or are you? Really, what got that whole train of thought going, though, about October and as Brandon said, that 4-letter word. I actually saw a Halloween commercial of all things yesterday. I'm like, man, Halloween? Really? Alright, so next month, I don't remember how much money I need to lease the seed hawk and the air cart, but I'm guessing that's going to be like 20,000. I need it to plant our poppy. Hello, David. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Gonna put the time scale up to times 30. I want the day to go by at this point because I want to make sure I can get as many stones as I can into the cement production. But that should be all the weeds taken care of here. I don't know if that page is working correctly. Well, yeah, it looks like all the weeds are gone here. All the weeds are gone there. Let's not worry about this, because we haven't planted that one yet. And yeah, we'll just throw this in here. Actually, I'll drive the big Roy down. Because that will take a moment. With its top speed of 14. Actually, you know what? The heck with it. I want to leave this here. We'll use the Fent, because that's a lot faster. But of course, I'm going to use the big Roy to plant the poppy. But as for transporting, might as well use this. I mean, it's 3 times faster than the big Roy. Watch out for Sam. Oh yeah, I was going to feed the chickens, wasn't I? Well, I'll see if they got enough feed. If they don't, then I'll bring the Deutz back up, and we'll have to give them some feed. Yeah, the post office is going to go right across from the gas station, so we got to buy that property, which is like 50,000. I think the post office is 100,000, or give or take. Let me see. Construction, productions is going to be at the bottom. All right, post office is 95,000, and it's not too big of an area that it needs. So I mean, that'll look good, like right there. And then I'm going to need a post office truck to be able to deliver the mail. Yeah, the chickens. All right, let's Yeah, they're going to need some feed because they are just about out. Just trying to make sure all the stones keep going on in. Because I don't want the stone production shutting off at night, if we can help it. Down here, we'll top off with some fuel. Maybe I'll check on the lettuce price. What is the lettuce price looking like? 949. I like it to be at least 1,000. So, I mean, the price is going to get worse going through the summer months. If I remember the Deutz, because we got 22 hours on it at this point. I do believe I bought this tractor brand new, so those are all hours that we put on it. The Fendt and the Big Roy, I know I bought those on sale. Gonna go rinse this off. The windscreen is a little dirty. I do like the way this Deutz looks. Color and all. Alright, so about 15,000 liters of sorghum is what I would like to grab. Alright, let's go make the chickens happy. Kind of forgot I left the time scale on, so they may have actually run out of food. More fog. And yeah, we put the chickens down here just so we can get a different view and perspective of seeing the swamp area on the map. But 3 out of 4 times I come down here, this is what it looks like. I'm just curious, did they run out of food because I had the time scale up? Oh, almost 184 liters. So just in time for them. Again, I did mod the mod itself because the original food capacity of that chicken coop, it was 1,500 liters. And that chicken coop holds almost 900 chickens, so you can imagine how fast they'd be going through the feed. Not sure why the modder made the feed trough that small for that many chickens. So I bumped up to 20,000. Alright, just want to go on back to the debris crusher and make sure that we got all the stones that we can have into the cement production. Up to 46,000 liters, so I think that's going to be good. Couple pallets already, and of course the sawmill should have some stuff out here as well. 34,000 liters of wood, so yeah, we are all set to go to bed. Before I do, though, we'll wait for the game to save. Yeah, we're going to put down our first house. Now, I do got a mod that allows me to place anywhere without buying property, and since these houses, we're just role-playing a bit. We're going to build a community for people to live in. And eventually we're going to deliver some mail out to these places using the post office. But let's go up to Constructables. And yeah, we're going to place down this one right here. Sure. Can't really see it from our farmyard, but we got the first one down. So yeah, it needs wood beams, long planks and planks, 1,000 liters of each. So yeah, we're going to put housing all around this forest here. I'm not cutting down trees on the map. The only trees I'm allowed to cut down are the ones that we plant. That's why we got an oak farm, if you will. An oak field. Not an oat field, but an oak field. So yeah, eventually, then we'll, of course, once the house gets built, we will put in, let's see, I'm going to have to go into Constructables, Productions, Selling Points. It should be a mailbox. Yeah, we'll put down a mailbox to deliver mail to. But of course, we're going to need the post office. Yes, let's go ahead and... Okay, close enough. We will go ahead and sleep to the night. Sale page. Oh, look. Nothing there that I need. Just having a quick think. Yeah, the greenhouses should be fine, but probably this month I should get the greenhouses full of water. And also this month, I think maybe while we're planting poppy, we'll also cut down some grass, make some hay. Negative 14. Okay, well, we can fix that. Yeah, while we're here, let's just make sure... Cement production keeps on doing what it's doing. You're going to tell me you made nothing overnight? Well, we got what we got. I may be selling the lettuce. And this does not seem as much as I had the previous month. Still not a whole lot of room in that sawmill, but it's better than one that we had on Riverbend Springs. Alright, well, I don't think 8,000 is enough to lease that drill. Well, let's see. This is going to cost me... I don't even have enough money for the drill, let alone the air cart. Alright, so I guess it's going to be lettuce. 7.11 for the dry corn. I could sell dry corn... because the lettuce price is just terrible as we expect it to be. Well, yeah, I think I'll sell the dry corn because the dry corn is not as worse off as the lettuce price is. And you know what? If this is not enough, which I don't think it's going to be, I don't have to lease the Seed Hawk. It would be nice because we get that job done rather quickly. I could just get the momentum, hire a worker, and plant the poppy in the field with that. And while that's going on, we can make some hay. No fog this morning. Kind of forgot that Deutz was already up here. Could have just grabbed it right then and there. Okay, dry corn. That was corn. Where's the dry corn? I do feel like the cement production should have made a little bit more cement products overnight. It didn't look like the cement production ran out of stone. I know that production is slow to begin with, even with a large production down. Oh well, we got what we got. Not much I can do about it. Well, I could activate a couple of mods, and that would definitely up the production of it. I could get the one that I could up it to 300% production, which is a nice mod, but I don't want to use it in this series if I don't have to. I'm trying to go on this series slower than I have in my other live stream series of Farm Sim 25. So yep, obviously we're going to the pretty much the only place I go, and that's to the farmer's market. It's the only really sell point on the map. Whoa, I didn't... Why is that popping up on its own? Boy, some weird things going on today. Alright. Let's see what the price is now. Do I have enough money to even look at this? Alright, that's, we'll just say 12,000. So I need $20,000 to lease that. Well, I mean, I could sell some lettuce, not all of it. Just give me enough to lease that. Or just get the momentum planter. I think we'll just lease the momentum planter for this, because I'm just going to hire a worker to do it anyways. I mean, none of this really matters. Just make sure I get the fertilizer distributor on it. Lease, because this is only under $6,000 for that. So the big Roy, the big Roy will be hauling this around. We're going to need the Fent and the Deutz to make the grass into hay. Ever do any boat fishing? Don't like it. Rather just sit on the bank and cast my line out and relax in a fishing chair. I used to, in my younger days, we had a boat. We used to go out to lakes and fish. But the last few times I have fished, and it's been a while since I have fished, I've been more of a river fisher rather than a lake or a Great Lake fisher. I tend to enjoy walking up and down little streams and brooks. I mean, last time I really went fishing was when I camped out in the Rockies in Wyoming. Basically just taking a tent, walking up and down streams, fishing, finding a spot to camp at night, make a fire. That's the last time I've been fishing, so it's been a while for me. But yeah, I'm more of a just walk up and down brooks and streams and fish that way. I need to switch this over to Poppy. Poppy, there's Poppy right there. Now let's go ahead and grab some of this fertilizer. Actually, let me grab the ones that are over here. Seed, yes. And again, the big Roy is going to be doing the planting with this. And this is a fast planter. It will plant at 11 miles an hour, so it's not going to take actually the big Roy to get that field planted. Also just fill it on up. Okay, got it attached. This planter I've used quite a bit. I'm trying to get away from using it. And we have a little bit in this series. But today it's going to come in handy once again. Alright, temporary course. Go that way. Do 3 headlands. A little bit of overlap. Generate course. Alright, we'll get them started. So it says it's going to take 1 hour and 2 minutes to plant that field. Alright, so the Deutz. I think the Deutz, well, actually, you know what? Doesn't really matter. I got to cut the grass, ted it. Because I think the horses only take hay. I don't think the horses take hay or grass. It's hay. Yeah, so we gotta mow it and ted it. I made hay the first year that we were here, and finally we're almost out of it. That's weird when say that my sister's husband has a child called Poppy. Whoops, didn't want to drop that down. I do have a tedder. Yes, I do. Okay. But I don't have a windrower. Okay, I don't have a windrower. Oh, I kind of forgot. The greenhouses didn't run out of water, I hope. Oh, no, not even close. Okay. Let's see. I don't want that into swath dropping. Seems a little laggy over here all of a sudden. Down to 40 FPS. What's up with that? Guess I'll have to lease a windrower. I mean, I could just go around the field with a baler and pick it up without windrowing it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know why, but very laggy over here. Down to 30 FPS. Is it because of the, we got a worker planting poppy just around the corner? I don't have that much stuff around here at the farm. That sometimes will cause lag. Although someone did mention, not during the live stream, but they probably watched because they left a comment in the last live stream when I got the conveyor belt. It said something about be careful the conveyor belts, it might go flying across the map. Which when I had it on Riverbend Springs, didn't have that problem. So I don't know if there's a... of course, the game still has bugs, as we know. I don't know if that's a new bug or what. Or they just experienced it. It's amazing that when you drop frames in a game and you're used to playing at 60 frames per second, it's kind of funny that you can tell, even dropping just a few frames per second, you can see the difference. My courseplay workers not having a problem, are they? Where did my courseplay worker go? Oh no, they're there. How come I didn't see it on... Alright. That's weird. On this mini-map, you can't see the worker. Why is that? If I get out of the vehicle, can I see the worker? No. I don't know. Maybe that's what's causing the frame rate to drop. Something going on with that. I don't know. Well, as long as they're actually still over there planting in the field, that's all I care about. I need to make some hay. Again, this is just plain old meadow grass, but it's going to be good enough for what we need to do. Should last us many more years to come. Making this into hay. Probably 5 years. Well, maybe not 5 years worth. Because on day one that we were here, we made the first initial batch of hay. The cornfield that's behind us was not there. I think that's where I got some of the extra grass as well. But this will last us at least a couple of years. One thing I do like about courseplay is, as you may have seen, when I set the worker off, it'll tell you roughly how long the job is going to take. Although, that one said like a little bit over an hour. Usually what I find is it does a little bit quicker than what it says it's going to take. Few more passes. I can see through the trees our versatile Big Roy with a planter. So that was a visual check to make sure our workers are still going. How about when I face this way? My frames don't tend to go up. Staying right at 40. See, I have to see when I go down to like the store or something if the frame rate doesn't jump back up to 60. If it stays at 40, then yeah, something weird is going on. Alright, grass is mowed. Fold this all up. Alright, Lisa, appreciate you being here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And hopefully we'll catch you in the future. Okay, steady as she goes. This mower, the butterfly mower, steers awfully quick. All right, now we'll grab the tedder. I'm guessing the first time I made hay, I may have used the baler with a windrower on it. And just like magic, grass into hay. Wait, did the frames go back up? They're getting back up there. Well, I don't think it's the map causing the frame rate to drop. It might be... It could be, again, like I just saw a course play for some reason. It's not showing the worker on the mini-map unless I'm in that particular vehicle. Does it still not show it? Yeah, it still doesn't show the tractor over there working. Yeah, windrower. I got 6 grand. Windrower to lease can't be that expensive. Yeah, usually you can get frame rate drops around your farm once you get like a lot of buildings and tractors and everything. That's usually when the frame rate will start to drop a bit. It's always been a thing on some modern maps, though, and even base game maps, that when you look a certain direction on the map, the frame rate drops for no reason. This should be the biggest tedder in game. That's why I always get it. It's not that expensive. I do really wish in a way that seasons in FS25 worked like it did in 19. Meaning with making hay, you just can't instantly make hay like we are. It was all dependent on the weather conditions, on how fast it would turn into hay. It doesn't make me wonder why, because I mean that was something that was in the mod back in 19. Here we are in 25. I'm surprised someone hasn't made it part of a mod for. They could call the mod like real haymaking, and they could just add it in. Or maybe that mod's out there and I just don't know about it. So after this, we'll zip on down to the store, lease a windrower of a somewhat decent size. My baler is behind the wrapper, which I don't need the wrapper, but I'm going to need the baler. And depending on how many bales I get, I could use the telehandler just to pick up the bales and stack them up. Or maybe I'll use the auto stacker to grab the bales. I think the baler is set for ×2. So meaning the capacity of the bales will be double of the base game. I'm guessing, what, 3 more passes? Possibly 4. When I get done with this, I may just check on our worker to see exactly how far they got in planting the poppy. Yeah, hay is something we don't really do a whole lot. At least I don't do a whole lot of in FS25. That was kind of the plan when I wanted to do horse farm on this map, just to give us jobs that I normally don't get to. And of course, horses don't normally get to those either. I mean, I know the whole premise of the series was to run a horse farm, but really, since the horses aren't really going through that much feed, it does not seem like we're really running a horse farm here. Alright, put the tedder away. I probably got about maybe 20 minutes worth of hours on this thing. Yeah, definitely don't see a windrower sitting in here at all. Alright, so grass work. Windrowers. 8.4. I mean, for the price, I'm not buying it, but I mean, for leasing it, let's see what this one costs to lease. Just 1,000. And this one to lease is going to be what, 1,800? Almost 5 grand. I think we'll lease this one. It's not a big field, but we do need to do a little bit of it. Yes, how is my worker getting along in that poppy field? There we go. So the headlands are done. Now the big Roy's is going back and forth. My frame rate's almost back up to 60. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what was causing the issue. See what it does when I get further away from the farm and the course play worker. I think the game technically does peak out at 59.5 frames. I think it'll show 60 at some point. Yeah, see, I got away from the farm and boom, 60 FPS. Oh well. Could be because the game is constantly where the worker is planting. It's eliminating a lot of weeds, so the XML file is constantly rerunning itself. That could be the reason why. Make some quick work of windrowing up this hay. No, it's not a whole lot of stone in there. Alright, we got 53,000 liters of stone. So, don't have to constantly keep up on the stone during the day. Morning and afternoon now it should be almost sufficient. Can't really see around those trees, although I think where I placed that house, the constructible, it's not going to be very visible from the road. I think I put it probably in the worst spot to really get a good look at it driving around. But once the house structure gets up there, I think we will see it. Sunflowers to the right, sorghum to the left. Then, of course, corn direct front. Could have a worker follow me and bail this up as I go around, but since we're really going to be still waiting for our worker planting the poppy, not in much of a rush. Our hay got a little bit messy when I was tending it. Kind of goes flying a little bit. So again, like I said, this should last us a couple of years. Maybe at that point, maybe I'll have a field that's just grass in itself. We do have the means to go ahead and make silage bales if we want, but it's not really what I'm doing on this farm. Occasionally we'll do it if I think I might need the extra money in a month or two. Or like in this case, if I got a worker planting in a field for an hour and I got to kill an hour doing some other work, we can always cut some grass, make some silage if we want to. But today it's hay, because we're a little short on hay. Kind of would have been nice to have the bigger windrower, but for that leasing price of almost $3,000 more, or $3,500 more, for the short time that we need to use it, just did not seem like it was worth it. Although this working width seemed like it was bigger when I was in the store. I was like, oh, 8.5 meters. That's not a bad working width. Which it isn't. 8.5 meters. That'd be something like 26 feet. 26 feet wide. Missing spots. Don't want to be missing spots. It'll look terrible afterwards. Just keep adding up the hours on the Deutz. It's a good tractor for 280 some odd horsepower. Of course, if you really want bang for your buck on horsepower, the Agro Star for smaller tractors is a good price, and the Valtra for bigger tractors is a good price for horsepower and money. Well, the Big Roy's a good price as well. 600 horsepower tractor for like 210,000. Alright, let's not destroy my swath here. You're not a fan of wiggle butts. Did I miss something there, Crystal? Watching someone play a game and actually playing yourself sure is different. On Roadcraft, I needed to move some rocks. Made a hell of a mess with the grader trying to move them. Yeah, using like a dozer or whatever in Roadcraft. They are good in two modes and two modes only. Sand flattening and marching. Anything other than that. I tried the manual mode. I tried other modes to flatten out some areas, and that's why I only used sand flattening and marching. Made a mess, had to fill in with sand. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think we've all been there in roadcraft, thinking, "Oh, I can do it manually. I'll make it look good." Big tractors that are articulated. Oh, those kind of okay. Wasn't sure what you were referring to there, Crystal, because well, first off, I'm not in an articulated tractor currently, so I had no idea what you were referring to. I was starting to think that maybe you were trying to text or chat about something else in another window, and it accidentally ended up here. I don't mind articulated tractors. It just takes me a moment driving around to get used to them. Taking me a little bit longer to windrow this up than I thought it would. Talking about the big Roy. Roy, are you saying Roy has a big wiggle butt? Hopefully the next time I go to make hay, we'll have the finances to either lease the big windrower or buy it outright. Yes, caps intended. It's not nice to body shame. The big Roy can't help himself that he's got a big wiggle butt. Seems like we're going to have plenty of hay, but if I end up with about 10 bales, I'll be happy. I mean, you can't fault the big Roy. He is out in the field trying to exercise. Alright, we'll have a look at the Big Roy in just a second. Just see how far along they have gotten. I mean, they should be halfway done, because this is taking me a while to get this windrowed. Alright, let's return the windrower. Almost returned the drill. That would have been not good. Yeah, they're about halfway-ish done. That's why last time I planted that field with a seed hawk being twice as big. Alright, we'll put this in front of the mowers. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what's going to be inside this baler. Absolutely nothing is in the baler. Make sure I'm on, it should say 242s, I think. Yeah, bale size is 242. That's what we want it on. Now we're finally going to clean up this meadow grass. Has the nickname Big Roy for a reason. Well, it may not reference his butt. Yeah, you can see the Big Roy working through the trees there a little bit. Actually, it's making more hay than I thought it would. What is a 242 bale size going to be? Oh, my drill needs to be refilled. Looks like about 16,000 liters of bale. Alright, but apparently my drill is... well, it's empty on everything. What are you talking about? How to take it to the gutter? I mean, look how long he is. Well, I still may have to sell some lettuce today because, yeah, we're using up a lot of fertilizer and seed. We'll grab the fertilizer that's here, then I'll top it off with seed, and whatever money I have left, we'll spend it on more fertilizer. It's kind of weird that the Case IH when I drive it through here. Oh, come on. I want to fill it up with seed, not fertilizer. Thank you. And now with whatever's left, we'll do that. Alright, I'm at -7. But when I drive the Case IH planter through there, it collides with something. So this is not going to be able to finish the field with the fertilizer it's got left. But it'll get more of it done. Now you're afraid to say anything. You should be on my end. You know how many times I would like to say something, but I know I shouldn't? Oh, I can't even hire a worker to do this now because I don't have the money. Alright, let me go back. We'll finish up the making of hay. Then I'll have to come back and take over this job. I think I'm going to get more than 10 bales. I don't think silage additive works on hay. It's just plain old grass. See what you get for leaving lurk mode today. Yeah, we see what happens when we leave you unsupervised. With course play not running. See how with course play not running now up in this section of the field, my FPS is fine. So it's either something to do with course play or the fact that with all the weeds in the field that were there and the XML constantly changing from weeds to a seeded field, I think that's what was dropping my frames. But with course play turned off and not doing any work in that field, we're fine on the frames. I didn't reset my build counter, so the only way I could really get a good idea is to go to the stats page or just count them. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already got 5 bales on the ground. Well, I'm still not sure why also course play got taken off the mod hub. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or what's going on there. I haven't, I mean, I see the modern maps coming up on Mod Hub, but I haven't checked any maps because of New Hope and Shamburgo. I pretty much just started on both of these maps currently, so I haven't been looking at maps in general. But I have seen the maps coming out on the Mod Hub. I just haven't downloaded any and checked any out. 2 series is enough for me. I don't need to be starting a 3rd series. I tried doing, in FS22, I tried doing 3 series at once, and it got to be just way too much. And now I'm even having a hard time remembering between Shamburgo and New Hope what implements I have on what map, because I keep forgetting which one has which. The Arkansas 4 times. Yeah, I did see that on the mod hub. I think that was an updated version, or was it a new release? I can't remember. I thought it was an updated version of it. I think 2 maps came out today, and like a couple days ago, 2 other maps came out. Alrighty, we got some hay now. Nope, I hit H by mistake. We'll leave that hay in there, I think. So the original bales I have, whoops, we can turn this engine off. These must be 7,500 liters per. 7,250. And these are 16,000? Yeah, 16,000. Alright, let's hop into Mr. Wigglebutt and see how far I can get with the amount of fertilizer that we have. Put it on cruise control, and yeah, I mean, eventually I'm going to run out of fertilizer. So maybe by the time we do run out, maybe the sawmill and the cement production has more material for us to use. So again, if you haven't seen poppy before, this will be, when the flower blooms, this field will be pure red. And I think last year we made like $230,000 off this field by just selling poppy straight up as it is. I mean, I can't do anything with it if I wanted to. There's no production for it. Of course, you say wiggle butt, but honestly, ever since you said that, and I know what you're referring to now, there's a song that just keeps playing in my head now. I'll just say Eminem sings it. Shake that for me. I mean, I could say that word. It's not that dirty of a word, but try to keep it PG. It's amazing sometimes how the YouTube algorithm can pick up words like that. In like a 4-hour stream, I'll pick up one of those words, and they'll be like, well, your advertisement's going to get hurt because of that one word. I'm like, really? That one word in a 4-hour stream? We said it once and affects the entire advertising. Okay. Wondering why we're going through fertilizer so much? Look at the upper left-hand corner of how much fertilizer is in the ground and how much I have to get up to. So now you can see, it may look like a big drill when you're looking at it in the store and you're driving it around, but once you get it in a field like this, you see the size of the drill, and then you see the size of the field and you go, oh, yeah, a bigger drill would have been nice. I mean, I'm not going to need that much more fertilizer, but yeah, we're going to have to sell something. Actually, if I speed up time, put the time scale at times 15 for a bit, because this is the only thing I got left to do this month, so I don't need a whole lot more of the day. but by speeding up time, will allow those productions to maybe produce some more. Of course, now I can't help it. Ever since Krista now said wiggle butt, and we've had this conversation now about this, my brain has now thought of making a YouTube short, but uh, I may have to just because I don't care if I get copyrighted on the short or whatever. Alright, a couple more passes and then gonna need some fertilizer. Sorry, not sorry. Never need to apologize to me for anything. Alright, yeah, I definitely don't have enough fertilizer to even go back up any more of the field, so it's going to have to be it until I can get more. Alright, I'm going to park it up right here. Alright, so if I don't have anything really down at the sawmill or cement production, then we'll have to get some lettuce. Alright, we got a little bit there, but not a whole lot. That might be enough. Oh, what's also going to be a killer at some point, I'm sure I'm going to go over the hour on the leasing fee for the momentum drill. At least driving down this road, I can text and drive. It's not like a roadcraft or anything. So I should get about $4,000 for all this stuff, right? Maybe not quite $4,000. Well, maybe. Give me about $4,000. That'd be nice. Okay. That's a lot more than I thought I would get. That'll work, as they say. We'll grab it all. That should get us to the end. Start unfolding this early because it takes a moment. And back to work. Of course, this field will have weeds in it next month, as it does now. Yeah, the weeds will have grown again. And I probably will need to buy herbicide for the sprayer. I don't think I got enough to do a field of this size. I must have went over the hour on the momentum because now I'm at negative 2,296 bucks. So that was almost like perfect timing in a way. Yeah, so if I can get by without not selling the lettuce, we'll just stockpile it like we did last year, and then sell it in February, which is, you know, we're in June, so that's a long ways off. But when it comes time, we'll have like $350,000 worth of lettuce by next February to sell. And in the meantime, the sawmill and cement production will finance the farm. Good thing is, though, from last winter, because we bought the planter, which was rather expensive, and of course getting the cement production up and running costs nearly $500,000 in itself. But we bought a lot of stuff for the farm that, now we can check mark off. Still need a direct drill. Not a planter, but a direct drill. What else do I really need for the farm? Well, putting down more sheds would be nice. Oilseed looks a lot better than weeds. I guess. I'm not a big fan of oilseed radish, as you know. Don't do it that often. Alright, John, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, no stream tomorrow. I thought I might try to sneak in a stream when I get back home. But honestly, I think it's better if I just take my day off from streaming tomorrow. And I should be back Thursday. I can't see why it wouldn't be. What I'll be streaming, I don't know what. Man, this field is just eating up the fertilizer. But I'm not going to complain when I go sell this poppy in March and we bring in $250,000 worth of cash from selling the poppy straight up. No variable seed rate for poppy, but then again, poppy is a modded crop. I'd say about 10 more passes might do it. At least I can say the Big Roy, we're not under horsepower ratings for this drill. And actually, we're not, of course, once we get this planted and take care of the weeds in July, then it's right on to early fall where it'll be time for harvest season. I think there is a mod out there for contracts, but usually the contracts aren't they good just for like the remainder of the day slash month that you're in. So if you play like 1 day per month, the contract should be good until midnight. I have yet to have really a problem in FS25 with the timers on contracts. Although, looking at the maps in my Let's Plays recently, like this map here, Dark Forest, I haven't done any contracts. Chamburgo, I'm not doing contracts. Penier, I did contracts in the beginning of that one, but that's going back a while now. But I really haven't done a whole lot of contracts since Riverbend. And I don't think I've ever had a contract expire because of time. I may have had one, but I don't remember that being a problem. But I think there is a mod on Mod Hub for that. But it's not a mod I've used for the contract, so I don't know if it's on the Mod Hub. I've seen it somewhere or heard something about it. Maybe you guys talked about it in chat. You can see the end is near. I'm planting the poppy. Yeah, don't worry about the, if you're new to the map, New Hope, and you're seeing the field where it looks like it's not fully fertilized in some areas, don't worry about it too much. It seems to be kind of a thing on this map. Again, the person that made this map, this is the first map they've ever done for modding. So, could be something to do with that. But if I were to look at the nitrogen chart, the field looks pretty darn good. Actually, if I do this, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see it's pretty well uniform to the soil type around the fields. So it's not real spotty. I had a couple of maps in FS22 that did it. I think American Falls was one of them. After a couple of seasons with precision farming, I was getting a lot of small checkered marks on like the mini map where it says it's not fully fertilized, and it was just acting kind of weird. I'm getting a single player map started. That's right, Chris. I think you're the one that mentioned a couple of times you like playing multiplayer. Been a while since I've done multiplayer. There's a little spot over here I missed. I think it's right in front of me. I just want to grab that. Alright. Poppy field is in. Empty out this drill. We'll return it to the store. Love playing multiplayer games. I thought about streaming this weekend, but then again, it's way off the kind of games that I have streamed. Battlefield 6. But I feel like since I haven't played Battlefield in such a long time, it's just going to be a lot of me dying in Battlefield 6. It's hard to go from a lot of simulator games to a first-person shooter type game and know all the nuances of those type of games. Alright, that's emptied on out. Map name is New Hope. Leasing, return. Actually, let's go give this a wash and might as well park it away. Because I'm not going to use this tractor until planting next season, really. Let's make sure we wash the rear. Oh no, my hose won't reach the rear. I realized you meant farm sim on multiplayer games. Oh, come on, dude, stop. My guy loves that pressure washer. I used to play a lot of first-person shooter games or multiplayer games like battle games type of thing. Alright, so negative 2,000, which is not too bad considering. Yeah, they're doing fine. Greenhouses. You know, let's go ahead and get... yeah, this is over here. Let's get the water tanker and we'll top off the greenhouses with water. Hay bales can stay there for a while. They're fine. Let's go grab some water. With no fog, we're going to go down to the swamp. At least I think there's no fog down here. Only play about 4 games: Farm Sim, Farm Supermarket, Supermarket Sim, and Medieval Dynasty. Oh, Medieval Dynasty. I kind of forgot about that game. And I kind of forgot where I was going. Went right to the chickens. Yeah, kind of a shame about Farmer's Dynasty too. I was looking forward to streaming that when it comes out, but since we are like 9 months past the day they said it was going to come out, it's not looking hopeful at this point. Alright, we got the water now. Let's give those greenhouses all the liquid they could take. Actually, now that you mentioned Farming Supermarket Sim, I'll be a bit surprised if they have an update coming out in the next week or two. The August update. And I don't think I'm anywhere near ready for the update because I don't have any money stockpiled in that game just to get right into it. I'll probably have to, well, maybe later on tonight I will. Maybe I'll log into that and play some Farming and Supermarket Sim. And get some money stockpiled up so when an update comes out, I can just get right into it. Which the last time I played that, I still can only get like 45 customers a day. Alright, so full of water, yes. Full of water, yes. Full of water. Even that one's full of water. Corn, we're still processing corn from last year to dry corn. Cement factory is doing its thing. Sawmill can go another month. Nothing really to sell. I mean, we got stuff piling up, but it's not a good time of year to sell it. Yeah, let me jump back down to here just to be sure. We're gaining on the stones. And like I said, the sawmill is going to need some wood here very soon. Not this month, but next month we can do it. Building up some wood chips. But yeah, so again, eventually I need to buy... Do I need to buy this land over here? I mean, the post office would look good right there, but honestly, I own the land right here. Nah, that'd be too congested. I think that would look nice over here. So I have to buy this property, so $95,000 for the building. And the property is $52,000, and that goes right up to the road. When I mean the road, I mean actually this road here. So the property comes all the way over to here. So yeah, we'll buy this land for $50,000. Put the post office there. So that's like $150,000 for that. And eventually I'm going to have to buy the post office vehicle, which is right here. I mean, I could either use that. I don't know if I could use the autoloader to load up the mail. I don't know. I really haven't tested the mod out too much. But yeah, eventually, yeah, the post office needs to go there. And, yep, I need to start bringing material over to... We got our first house under construction, although I haven't brought nothing there yet. Finished everything off from the last one and stockpiled 20,000. I think I may have like 5 to 10,000 saved up. That's about it. You're up to level around 60. You're up to level 60 or 70. Jeez. And still only get about 41 to 46 customers. Yeah, I think the best I've seen is like 48 max. But yeah, mostly the low, basically mid-40s is what I get for customers on that. So yeah, we got our first constructible house. Where is it? Where did I... Is it not on this island here? Wait, what? Oh, the house is over here. I'm at the wrong island of trees. There we go. So this is our first constructible house we're putting down. Again, we're going to have a community of houses. We got a lot of houses to build. See, a lot of wasted material bring in beams, wood beams, planks long, and planks, and eventually cement products over. But that's all in the fun of building houses, putting out mailboxes, and eventually delivering mail to these areas. And yeah, we'll make some money by delivering the mail as well. Not a whole lot. But that's where I'm going to end the stream today. Like I said, didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little tired, exhausted. And really, we're getting ready to go into harvest season. I don't really want to start harvesting today. So I'm going to end the stream here. Again, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll be out of town. I thought originally, I could, I may only be gone for like half a day. I'm like, when I get back, I can stream. But I think I'll just take tomorrow off from streaming. Maybe get some other things done that I need to get done. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back on Thursday streaming. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. You will have an episode of Shamburgo for Farming Simulator 25 out tomorrow. If you're a channel member, you already have access to that video. So you got that. You can watch tomorrow. But yeah, I should be back Thursday. Again, streaming what? I don't know as of yet. I'll have to put some thought into it. But we'll have to wait and see. Can you stand on that post there, dude? There you go. My farmer's athletic, as we all know. But that's going to wrap up for today. Appreciate everyone being here for a little bit of farming fun. And yeah, hopefully I will see you on Thursday. But until then, have a good one.